time myself.
Good afternoon to each and every one of our merry Marvelites. Welcome to Marvel Movie Talk. So excited to have the whole band back together. So excited. George, Paul, John, and Ringo all here for each and every one of your enjoyment. Christian Bladt here, as always, for some Marvel Movie Talk. And already rocking the sweetest Sum 41 shirt you've ever seen. The one, the only, Michael Shirley.
Yes, I'm 41, 2019.
Well, and we appreciate that. And let's go clockwise. Jeff Williams making his triumphant return to the show. Thank you, Jeff, for having your vacations end. For anybody who follows Jeff on Instagram, he was having a lot more fun than any of the rest of us were.
Look, we made a lot more money while you were gone. We took your cut.
Yeah, we had one super chat for 18 cents. I'm sorry, what were you going to say, Jeff?
No, I was saying it was super relaxing, but I'm glad to be back. I'm not 41, but I am glad to be back.
Yeah.
Tell him that he was 41.
Well, some 41. Yeah, I'm some 45.
Oh, he doesn't even understand.
I was talking about the 41 Dr. Shirley shirt, but never mind.
And of course, Von Count, Eric Connor. How are you, sir?
Good. I'm rocking my CD in honor of this show. I still have my CDs. I am the MODOK.
That's not a Third Eye Blind CD, is it?
No, it's got everything but Third Eye Blind.
Okay, because look, we could do a whole show on CDs, but I think everybody would turn it off. I will fight to the death about the CD being this superb way to get your music. Vinyl is for crazy people because do I want to clean the needles? Do I want to flip it over? And CDs, well, you can rip it right into your phone. Come on. It's like it becomes digital. It's perfect. But Third Eye Blind, that's a different conversation. And we will get there. What I love about our Marvelites, Daniel Drew already binged the whole season, but something to keep in mind. Well, yeah, it probably takes like 5 hours. And Craig Robinson does point out that in the UK, it is on Disney Plus, and they're doing it weekly. So in 10 weeks, he'll be all caught up. So we a little later, we will talk about episodes 1 and 2, Craig. And I don't think it's the kind of show that's super spoilery, but when we get to that, you can decide whether or not you want to take a step back. But, we will continue to talk about the show for the next couple weeks. So you might need to avoid some of those. But as we announced last week, I figure I'll mention right here at the top of the show, we are going to talk about MODOK this week, and we will also talk about it next week with showrunner Jordan Blum, who is one of the creators of the show. He and Patton Oswalt are the executive producers.
I have so many questions for him.
Well, you can start writing them now. But
I've got them memorized.
Oh, good. I'm glad, and I will appreciate that. And so we will continue to talk about MODOK then. But we have some other news and some other items that are out there. And they included some things that apparently the MTV Movie and TV Awards happen now. At some point, they added TV to it. Jeff, I feel like for your job
2 years ago, you're late in the game.
Jeff, I feel like for your job, you need to know that exists because you've mentioned that you work for BuzzFeed, and I feel like you need to be more aware of things than.
Why are you telling Jeff he needs to know that when you know Jeff already knows?
Well, yeah, because I'm pointing out that I didn't know it, and I'm gonna just guess that Eric didn't stay
up for the audience.
MTV like Jeff and I did.
Yeah. So Jeff, did you have to keep an eye on the MTV Movie Awards, or is that what Twitter's for, to let you know what you missed?
Luckily, I didn't have to do it for work this time, but I did catch up with it on Twitter just to see who won, and then obviously Marvel kept winning, so it was a pretty easy night for me. It's just watching Twitter tweet after tweet of just like what Marvel won. So it wasn't a bad night, but yeah, I didn't have to watch it for work this time.
Well,
I think that's very polite of Jeff. Like he said all that nice stuff except for but they were supposed to pay me and they didn't. So
True.
Yeah, well, that's the real reason.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm just pleased.
So what we get are some extended looks at sequences that we've kind of seen before already, from Black Widow being one of them. We all know from the fact that we've been looking at the trailers for like 2 years now that there's this motorcycle chase with Taskmaster. Who
and the Elena Belovas.
Well, that's the eye candy for Michael. We wanted to make sure you get to see her.
I love those Belovas.
So, what are we? How are we feeling about this? Or is there just a general? I'll ask you first, Jeff. Just the feel of like, oh, thank God this movie's finally coming out, because the hype machine has been going on for so long. It was actually when I was still some 41 that it started.
Why isn't it black instead of white?
Sorry,
it ended.
It definitely. You would think it'd be in black and white.
I know.
How long ago it was released, the trailer. But no, I feel you. I'm 100% ready for this.
Yeah, Eric.
I'm 100% ready for this movie to be out, and I'm definitely gonna see it in the theaters. To be honest, when I saw that there was like a clip for it, I was like, I don't want to watch a clip. I want to just see the movie. I don't want to see
exactly.
Like, I've been teased for it for 2 years. I don't want
that clip.
Movie. So yeah, I was just ready to see the movie at this point.
That would have been nice if after the MTV Movie Awards ended, they just showed the movie. And here it is.
Y'all know I try not to cuss on air, but fuck that clip.
What? I mean, come on, that's exciting. I bet like watching it on the big screen, it'll be exciting in the middle of a motorcycle chase. Eric, are you are you all excited, and are you any closer to going to see Black Widow at a movie theater,
or any closer to handing me your Disney pass to watch it with you?
Well, that would be
right. One of 25 different passwords are going to be doing that week. Christian, is there any way you could share the audio? Because there's a soundbite in the clip you just showed.
You're asking a lot,
I think,
Eric.
No. I think if I play the audio, then it gets flagged. So that's why I usually don't play the audio.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, do me a favor.
You're such an amateur.
Oh, I know. I'm.
Well, that's because you're an academic, though. You don't see the world.
Be in academia.
You're not a Joe Lunchbox like Michael Shirley. You're in your lofty perch.
41. Oh, you ain't in no Sum 41.
Yeah, you're hoping you're right. I'm there. I'm on the streets, man.
Yeah.
I know, and you're listening to Sum 41 on the street.
First of all, Sum 41 is not on the CD, but Not a Surf is. Which is just as important.
Shit, that is like 10 years apart. Don't even with me.
I know, in the Cardigans. You know what?
Like
okay.
Oh my God. Wait, do we have time to worship?
You can work. How about you worship?
You are my love fool.
While Eric answers my question.
You are totally my love fool. I was worried I was not going to be serenaded by Michael Shirley today.
I'm going to sing all the way through I'm just going to drown you out.
I feel it in every one of my beard hairs.
Just speak.
Around 3 seconds in, there is a soundbite when their window gets shot out.
Michael.
The window gets shot out. And they let out this scream that is the funniest effing thing I've ever heard. Where it's like, oh! and I listened to that. I'm like, what? And then I thought, is there a glitch? Am I missing something? But and then there's another time when they almost get shot and they let out an almost identical sound. So I am going to go to the theater because I want to hear that ridiculous sound effect in 7.1. That is why I will go now. Not because of the image, because I want to hear high-pitched shrieks.
Your rendition of it made it sound like Charles Nelson Riley finding out that one of his hairs was out of place after he did an entire Match Game 74. But...
I mean, shit. I thought I had a bad case of like do it over.
No. But
we can call that. I should see a therapist find out what that's called. What's it called when you do the same thing over and over again?
You're in a time loop.
Yeah, I think it's
Thanos.
All you need is Kill or Edge of Tomorrow or
Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking. I watched Doctor Strange last night, so it was like when he was just playing with Dormammu.
Now that's a good question. What made you decide to watch Doctor Strange last night? It's called
obsessive compulsive disorder.
I was watching. I think I saw like a quote from Elizabeth Olsen saying that she was excited.
Just forget about that. But no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I want to hear what she said. No, what did she say?
No. So the quote made you decide that you should watch Doctor Strange.
Yeah, she was just excited.
Her quote made you decide that you finally were like, well, I guess I will see it.
No, I've seen the movie before. I just wanted to rewatch it yesterday. I needed something to watch.
Doctor Strange and the
just checking it out.
Multiple Giganiverse.
Look, all I'm saying is the basketball was on yesterday. It was boring, so I was like, "What am I gonna do?" I watched Doctor Strange.
Oh, you watched the original?
Yeah, I know that. I know that the Knicks are playing soon, and I should probably watch Doctor Strange instead.
Hey, Jeff. Was that the first time you've seen Doctor Strange?
No, definitely not.
Well, I have a question for you then. Do you feel differently about Tilda Swinton the second time, or no?
Is she the ancient one?
As the ancient one, yeah. Because let me just Kevin Feige in an interview, I think this week, said that they regret the choice of casting.
No, they don't.
That's what he says now. He says it now.
Exactly. I'm glad you pointed that out. That's what he said now.
They regret how much money they paid her. That's about it.
Yeah. Because then they had to put her in Endgame, and that wasn't cheap, So
did you like the bald Huya lady?
I mean, I didn't think anything of it the first time I saw it, but like looking back on it, like Feige said, I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Because me going into the movie, I didn't know too much about the background, so I just took it for what it was.
Yeah.
I didn't think too much. I was like, oh, okay, this doesn't make too much sense because
amateur.
Pretty much.
Well, and that's the thing. Right. It's usually an Asian character being cast by somebody of a different background usually goes to Scarlett Johansson, but they weren't able to do that. This is the one time that they couldn't.
What about
give her the Asian role? Because she was already in the franchise. Anyway, so I find that to be interesting. So there was another clip that we got, and again, the MTV Movie Awards, which Michael's been watching every day ever since it aired, was this introducing Agent Mobius, not to be confused with Agent Morbius. We get a better look of, we're not really getting too much, but the Loki show is only a few weeks away.
Oh, no.
And remember that it means that this show is going to move to Wednesdays and at the same time. Look, Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston in an elevator. I mean, that could be the whole first episode, Jeff, don't you think? I mean, would you be all right with that?
Take it in,
sounds
Michael.
like me shooting myself in the head.
Take it in, Michael.
We love Loki. I don't know what Michael's talking about.
Yes, we do, but I love Michael's reaction.
Yes, so do
I. This is going to be the only one. Hey, I love how that no one can see Eric because he's like taking a poop.
But,
I think that
he better not take it when he's watching this show because it's gonna be a good one. Because I'm very excited for this show, honestly.
You can pause it.
But to see them they already have a good dynamic in the small clips that we've seen. It's a great. I'm just excited for the show. I don't have too much
even know what I'm expecting
because exactly. I have no idea what to expect. What I'm really
saying it's a time travel show,
but it's I want to see how it interacts with Quantumanium and the Ant-Man new movie, because they have a lot of Kang storylines that kind of match with both.
Honestly, I want them to stay out of his business.
You want who to stay out of his business? You want Loki to stay out of Kang's business?
I want Loki to stay out of Angeline Lily and Ant-Man's fucking business.
I think if we needed if we need a Michael Shirley gif, it would be you saying Evangeline Lilly's name.
I think she's lost.
Yeah. Well, Kemi Egan points out that I'm a little more interested in Loki. I think
Shut up, Kemi.
Okay, that's not nice. That's one of our favorites.
Interested.
Michael, you're being a little saucy to our friends. You can be mean to Eric because he's not even here, but don't be mean to our friends in the chat. They're the only people I have that give me any kind of validation in my life.
Like she's the only one that like hearts your videos. But no, Cammy and I are tight. We agree about most things, but I do not like donut.
Like
I do not agree with Cammy on that.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know. I think that of the two things we're looking forward to in the next month,
it's Black not Widow Eric.
And Loki. I think the Loki hype is a little bit of a nice gentle rollout, giving us some breadcrumbs. Like, well, you want to know a little bit more? Okay, let's see what's happening. And I look forward to spending 6 weeks with Loki in the near future. And Daniel Drew isn't just excited for Loki. He's all caps excited with a Now that is excited. And Cammy Egan, just case in point. It's cool, Michael. A difference of opinion is healthy. And that's why.
Yeah, no one, like if we all thought the same thing, the world would be very boring.
Well, it might be more like.
we all thought like Michael Shirley, then the world would be on fire.
That's a great point. And if everybody had the same opinion and everybody just liked everything, then it would be like some of the after shows that I was on, but that's neither here nor there.
Or it'd be like Cloak and Dagger.
No, fortunately I was not on that after show. I liked Cloak and Dagger. I liked both Cloak and Dagger. You're the only
one.
Yeah. So there was so we're going to talk about MODOK in a moment, but I wanted to, Eric, I know you ducked away when we were talking about Loki, but I think we're just getting some intriguing clips here and there. And are you ready for? I think it's June 6th now. Because it was the 11th, and now it's June 9th. Yeah.
I mean, real quick, because I know you already covered that. One thing
I'm really busy, so kind of like make it quick.
I'm trying.
You look really nice today, by the way. I feel like you lectured. Your beard is really...
I
forget it. Go on.
Don't worry. I am completely bottomless, though.
That makes 4 of us.
So I thought the scope of it was actually pretty cool. Like in watching this, because if you think about Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision were both somewhat contained in terms of like one's like a town, and obviously there's shit going on outside the town. Falcon and Winter Soldier, they go to a couple quote unquote exotic locales, a la Georgia. But in the end of it all, like this one, I was like, oh shit, like this has got some real, I know they're not in Asgard, but it's got that kind of Asgardian sort of scope, like the interdimensional cops, like that stuff looks legit. Like,
can you repeat that again in that accent? Interdimensional cops.
See, I've been watching too much Mayor of Easttown, so my Delco roots.
Interdimensional cops.
Why don't you go home and practice that?
That's a real freaking challenge. The O.
Why don't you take it now?
People, because you grew up with that in Delaware. That's like a Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland thing.
Yeah.
And
RC Cola.
It's very hard to not jam knitting needles into your ears when somebody talks with that accent. But
Cammy, I really appreciate that.
No one can resist
Eric.
Sweaty ball.
I feel felt. I feel
Eric.
seen.
Have you seen the state of your roof?
I think that is a word I actually probably go against the grain in how I pronounce it. I try very hard not to sound like I don't use water. I use water. But I think but the O is one I always call myself.
Hey, Eric, do you crack eggs?
That I do.
Yeah, you might crack eggs.
Do you crack eggs or do you crack eggs?
Eggs.
You know what? I feel like you're trying to trigger me here with Q's and O's.
I've noticed.
I think Michael forgets that this is a safe space. This show, and we don't want to trigger anybody.
What are you talking
about? My balls and my eggs.
This is a space where anything goes. What are you talking about? No,
not in 2021.
It's like a weird, like LA thing. Like LA people, like born and bred, they're like, "Can I have some bacon and eggs?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can have some bacon and AIDS."
But
well said, by the way.
You showed him.
Yeah. Not that we're not having fun. Not that we're not having fun. So those are just some of the things we know are coming our way. And Daniel Drew just gives us this. It'd be fun. Deadpool and Loki team up in the future. I want Deadpool to team up with everybody. I want him to kill the Marvel Universe as he has done in comics, I believe, on multiple occasions.
We talked a lot about this last week, about all the people that I want from the Fox universe to, like, hang out with Deadpool. Like Venom.
Sure.
Yeah. I would love all of them to be brought in from Doctor Strange in the multi-madness, multi-crazy verse.
Before we dive into MODOK, Jeff, because you weren't here last week, we did get the Venom Let There Be Carnage trailer. Where are you at on sort
Eric's
of
very mad about it, by the way, so try not to upset him.
Again, we're trying to not trigger Eric. That is what we're all trying to do today. So be careful when you talk about.
Christian and I are okay with it, but I think the one you've got to worry about is
Jeff. I need I need you on this side of the fence.
Well, we both Michael and I have training. I clean up after children, and Michael cleans up after cats. So that's really what it's like to deal with Eric Connor. So we both have our very specific training.
There's plenty of hairballs and questionable things in the litter in both cases. I agree.
I hate a dingleberry.
There are so many things we should clip out and make Michael Shirley memes from just this episode.
Yes.
That's one.
Oh my god! Could you make me viral?
I think you're doing it.
Well, not now that you're vaccinated. I can't. But anyway.
Gotcha.
It's Flappers is going to open in Burbank again, so I gotta get my chops back out there. So, Jeff, just talk briefly. Venom, did you like the first one? And Venom plus Woody Harrelson, are you there for it, or not as excited?
Woody Harrelson looks a lot better in the second trailer than the first movie, or whatever we saw of him in the first movie and in the first trailer. It's just gonna be an okay movie to me. Sony doesn't make anything that's too amazing. It's trying to be Spider-Man. It's trying to be just as good as Spider-Man, but it's dark. It's like if like a regular Marvel movie just turned off the lights. Honestly, like their whole trailer was darker than the first one. It's getting to DC darkness, and I don't like it. I don't know why they think that if you add darkness, it's gonna make the movie better. No, like you just make your graphics better and have better storylines and just better action. I don't know. There were some funny moments, but like nothing that drew me like, oh, this is going to be a great movie.
So, Jeff, it sounds to me like you are not going to be logging on to HBO Max to check out the Justice League Justice is Gray cut that Zack Snyder did, which is entirely in black and white. Is that something that you're not interested in? Spending another 4 hours and one more minute watching it in black and white this time?
Not in the slightest.
Oh, okay.
No, the bad part is like my friend watched it with the first time. He was like, bro, they got in black and white. We're going to do this again, round 2. And I said, not a chance. Like, no.
Don't even act like that one. Don't even act like that one your girlfriend for the night. I know you did.
What that did make me think, Jeff, was like that's at the end of like a first date where you're like, oh, thank God it's finally over. And then it's like, yeah, we got to do this again. Oh, no, we don't.
Movie with me, baby.
Something that I think that Michael will appreciate is we talk about our friends who leave comments during the live chat. And sometimes the comments get left after the fact. And, we had our friend.
I never read those. Do you have someone that's like, Michael's a total fucking loser?
No, not directed at you, but you may remember that we had our friend Zia was on last week and she hadn't been on the show in a long time. And
Ghost A. Anderson Grimes,
and Ghost 8386 had a very specific thought that he wanted to share. This is one of two comments. This one really gets right to the point. And I shared it with her, and she had a good laugh at it. She appreciated, as long as you're spelling her name right, then I guess it's working for her. So the Boo Zia was much appreciated.
I felt like she she was the reason that our last show was horrible.
But
so Michael, if it was her fault last week and she's not here this week, whose fault is it that our show's horrible this week?
Is that not obvious?
It's Eric.
No, it's Jeff.
It's Jeff. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
I'm gonna come back with my 3 followers. Well, they all forgot about me while I was vacationing, and he's like,
I always show up,
and then a couple of them were like, fine.
I'm afraid of the rage I would get if I don't show up. So sometimes I shouldn't even be here, but I'm here because of this fear. That's like, what happens when I'm not
I feel like Eric doesn't bring or take away.
You know what? My wife would agree with you.
She would definitely. Eric, you missed the first half of the show. You came in the middle last week, and obviously you didn't go back and watch the first 25 minutes because it was just all about.
Oh my God!
Zia doesn't even know you, and she hated you already.
Can I tell you guys something really important?
I don't know. Can you?
It's like we're not gonna get nicks for it, so I can tell you, yes.
Okay, cool.
So ever since I changed my avatar on my Twitter and Instagram from just my face to Batman making out with Robin,
yes,
I lost 1,000 followers on my Twitter account in 1 week.
Really?
Jeez, there's people care about oh goodness.
That's not really a big thing, but I was just like, wow. I did a Photoshop of Robin. Were following me.
I did a Photoshop of Robin giving me a hand job, and my followers went up by about 25 people.
Are you talking about Robin Tunney or Robin with a Y?
I believe he's talking about Robin Schabotsky from How I Met Your Mother. If I had to guess, that's probably
Robin
right.
And
therein lies the Marvel connection, because that's obviously Maria Hill as well.
There are too many Christians out there.
Well, I think that during the Crusades, there were probably some people who felt exactly that. So you're probably not entirely wrong. Cami Egan, I'm so glad they got rid of that nasty ass wig on Woody Harrelson. Woody's been bald for a long time, so I'm sure anytime you want to put a wig anywhere, he's like,
that's a question I have for Jeff. Jeff, what do you think about Woody Harrelson playing Carnage? Do you like it or not?
I'm optimistic about it just because I like him as an actor. I think he's funny, but I'm still hesitant on the whole Carnage, Venom. I'm questionable on the whole movie. You know what I'm saying? I have no expectations for this movie. I'm going to go in, get my popcorn, and hope it's a good movie. That's where I'm at with it because it's just I wasn't super, super pleased with the first one, so I'm just hopeful.
And by the way, I did see Jeff announce to the Twitterverse that your AMC A-list has been reactivated.
Yes.
So now you're ready to go to you can go every day to the movie now is what that means?
So to be so this is how I planned.
He used to watch every movie on demand from 1910 to 1960.
I couldn't decide when I wanted to go see the movie tonight, so I'm going to see Spiral. So I got a 5:00 showing and a 7:00 showing. So depending on what time I'm done with work, I'm gonna pick one of the tickets and then go to see Spiral tonight for my first movie back.
You know,
if I do that with AMC A-list, I'm able to get 3 a week. So if I just cancel it before I go, it doesn't even count as one of mine towards a week. So
Spiral ain't no Vertigo.
Jeff has got the system figured out.
It's true.
They're losing millions on Jeff.
I hope they're not watching because they're gonna,
exactly. They're gonna so he has
nick you. They're gonna
Well, yeah, and I almost attended a press screening of Cruella, the Cruella de Vil movie.
Oh my god!
And movie,
I really want to see that.
That movie is under embargo. I am not allowed to talk about it.
Czechoslovakia is like, no, you can't have it.
I can't talk about Cruella until next Thursday. But what I can say is that I did not go to a press screening of it,
Christian,
and I watched it at home, and I am very glad that I had the option to watch it at home. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say.
No one listens to this podcast. Just tell us.
There's one person.
You're like, there's one important person.
There's one. Yeah, there's one press person from Disney that if they watch it, that's all that really matters.
And you're like, it's my wife.
Yeah, exactly. My wife is going to rat me out so that she can get all my press credential screenings. Michael, I know you've been dying to talk big terms, big picture, what you watched of MODOK. Tell us what you thought as you watched it, and then the rest of us will break it down a little bit more.
I thought that it's the best performance I've ever seen from Peter Dinklage in my life. It was.
Now you know that's Patton Oswalt, and you know you got a talking to.
Let him go. Let him go.
You know you got a talking to for that back in the AfterBuzz days. Do you remember?
I didn't know you were gonna be that guy.
Somebody's got to be HR here. I don't want poor Jeff getting harassed. Somebody's got to look out for the staff of this show.
Is this censorship? Am I being censored?
Who's he? He's talking to a wall.
You think when Meghan McCain's talking to people off, she's talking to a wall? No, she's talking to the staff and the hair.
Well, she's certainly not talking to her co-hosts. I'm sure that Joy hasn't even looked at her in 5 years.
But regardless of that, I'm going, yeah, I've only saw 15 minutes of it, so I'd rather talk more about what I'm going to come for the showrunner next week. I'm coming for him hard. I'm going to say, why didn't you pick Peter Dinklage? Are you a racist? Are you a sizist? I'm going to say, why do you like meth so much? Why would you put the lead song of a Disney Marvel show to be a song about doing meth while getting head? I mean, I'm going to ask the hard questions like Linda Ellerbee.
Linda
but the final question I'm going to ask, and that's just to embarrass Christian, I'm going to say, why are you doing this dink off Wonder Woman? Did Christian ask you? Did he give you I'll voice him if they pull out?
Michael, I'm so sorry to hear that you won't be with us next week. That's really disappointing. But anyway, I think it's important because our pal Ghost8386 is just joining us in the chat now. And I don't know. I think that it is always important when you're able to let people know when they've been a part of the show. And Ghost, we just wanted to let everybody know that we did share your sentiments.
Yeah.
And Zia was very excited to hear from you. And she believes that Ghost has had it in for her ever since she didn't like the Captain Marvel movie, by the way. But Ghost, we always appreciate you. And Ghost, I'm your number one fan, so you don't have to worry about her.
Ghost knows. Yeah. Ghost knows before we know.
So, Michael, is there anything concrete you want to share about the 15 minutes that you've watched, or do you want me to talk to the rest of the class who did their homework assignment?
Oh, shut the fuck up. No, I'm really why does MODOK have a mom, and why didn't he kill her if that's what his main function is?
So we don't know if he killed his mom or not. There's just that one flashback at the beginning. He was young and vulnerable then. But that doesn't mean he didn't ultimately kill her.
From the 5 minutes I saw,
15.
It seemed like some S.H.I.E.L.D. agent was telling him what to do.
That's not quite what happened, but there's I know she Monica. It looks like she's dressed like a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, which is very confusing. Sort of the woman who wants to take over.
Do you think she walked out from that Friend show?
From Fringe?
Friends.
Oh,
do you think it's
because her name's Monica? Yeah, there is only the one
black.
Monica on TV, so I can see the confusion.
Her hair's black.
I mean, it didn't sound like Courtney Cox.
They didn't say what door she walked in from.
You know that she wasn't from Friends because when she came on screen for the first time, she didn't do this. So that's how you know it certainly wasn't her. So I think
Lisa Kudrow never did that.
Well, you know what? That she can hang her hat on that, can't she?
I can't hear anything. I guess y'all are just gonna have to talk.
I guess we'll have to. So Jeff, you are 2 episodes in, and by the way, for people who didn't know, here in the United States, all 10 episodes of MODOK are available on Hulu already. But I figured most people weren't going to watch it, except of course for Daniel Drew, who's seen the whole season. We will talk about the season in its entirety next week with showrunner Jordan Blum, but we've only watched 2. And Michael's only watched 2 minutes. So Jeff,
I can't hear anything you're saying.
Well, then why would you say that if you can't hear me?
Perfect timing.
So Jeff, the 2 episodes that you saw, just we'll get into some specifics and standouts, but just big picture, what do you think about this approach towards a character like MODOK?
No, I really enjoyed the show. I'm kind of new to his background. I know him as more just a plain villain, so I know very little about him, but I enjoy the change of pace. Obviously, we're getting a lot more Marvel content, and this is a lot different than the Disney Plus TV shows that we're getting. So I'm enjoying it. But it's like an animated Futurama / it's just like raunchier. It's there's cussing. I mean, I think there's cussing in it. I wasn't like paying attention.
Yeah, there were a couple of was like a bullshit and a shit. Yeah. There were a couple. Yeah.
So like it was just fun and change of pace, and I like I said, I enjoyed it the whole time. And the time travel kind of made a lot more sense to the song in the first episode and everything. So I'm really interested to see where this season goes and see how like we're gonna see superheroes, but also he's like dealing with his family issues and like he tried to get his wife back, but that didn't work. But I really enjoyed how he like was gonna get his wife back at the last minute. It just switched back on him.
Yeah, how does MODOK have kids?
Well,
I mean.
Do we need to do a special standalone Birds and the Bees episode for you, Michael?
A man enjoys a woman's company and gets a feeling below the waist. Sometimes things happen.
Yeah. I feel like it's like the eject button on the end of my keyboard.
I think that's how it happens.
So you're gonna shoot up through the roof?
I don't really care about what any of you are saying, but I really care about what Kimmy Egan said at 4:06 p.m. Third Eye Blind doesn't hold a candle to the Beatles.
Well, that's a major. Well, there's Beatles, there's Hoobastank and Third Eye Blind. A lot of Eric Connor's favorite CDs in order, not alphabetical. You have your CDs listed in arranged in the order you listen to them the most. So first is Hoobastank, then Third Eye Blind. And then there's just a surprising number of Hanson CDs that I don't want to ask any questions about. And then you have some Beatles albums.
I love how much Christian loves to talk. But I will say, Kimmy, like the soap, because I know that's how you go on the social. I want you to ask that next episode. I want you to say, Third Eye Blind doesn't hold a candle to the Beatles when we got the showrunner on, because that's so me and you're so me and I love that. And I'm going to ask him the hard questions.
And speaking of Cammy Egan, Cammy likes that MODOK is done in the same manner of Robot Chicken because I couldn't see it as a live action with a CGI character. I think if you had done traditional animation. And the cast and the actual Twitter for the show, I've posted some cool behind the scenes. You can see Patton Oswalt in a motion capture like MODOK suit.
Oh my God! Can I say that Patton Oswalt is like the made-for-TV movie version of Christian?
I think you. I think you misspelled Nathan Lane when you said that, but I appreciate it.
Christian is the made for after school special version of Nathan Lane.
It's totally wrong. because they always have the uglier person like dead. So Christian is the rich man's Patton Oswalt.
Not true. That is not true. Patton Oswalt is a national treasure, and I think he's tremendous on the show.
I'm going to tell you right now, I would rather kiss you than Patton Oswalt.
Well, you know what? So would I. So there you go. So
ironically, his wife would not agree.
and she has not. She has very much disagreed.
Oh my God, then your wife has bad taste. Patton Oswalt looks like a half.
So clearly, my wife has bad taste. She has tremendous taste in so many areas of her life, but when it comes to choosing husbands, my wife has probably the worst taste of anyone, except for maybe when Liza married David Guest. That might be.
I always call Patton Oswalt.
That didn't work out.
And
I always call Patton Oswalt the poor man's Christian DMZ.
Thank you for the shout out, Michael. You can find me at Christian DMZ.
By the way, guys, I'm going to be doing a reading of Michael Shirley's transcript tonight.
You can't read tarot cards. Shut up.
So, Eric, I know you have some thoughts.
Stop and trying to make people think you can read too. That's like that's not cool. Like trying to trick people to think that you can read. That's not funny. I mean, I think that's
not even funny.
No.
Michael, I liked when
oh my God, that's Patton Oswalt dressed like Christian.
Michael, I think I liked it when you couldn't hear us.
What are you asking me about my thoughts about the show?
So you sent me.
I can just say whatever I want, and I don't even care.
You could. Or that could happen. So there's also that as an option, you know. But in any case, there is you sent me a bunch of images, and I am much too lazy to download them, but I can scroll through them for you, Eric. Do you want to just talk big picture, and then you can sort of okay. So let me know when you're ready for the images, though.
Do you guys want to hear a joke? Chrissy Teigen.
You know, and I had just bought 51% of the voting stock in her company. So, boy, joke is really on me. I really thought it was can't miss. But then just to keep it topical, I paid for it in Dogecoin. So I don't quite know exactly where I end up at the moment. No, it is definitely not called Dogecoin. It is not. It is not Donald Logue coin.
You say that is because you still have some of it.
As soon as Donald Logue coin becomes available, I will buy that. So, Michael, I want to let Eric talk for a moment.
Fine.
And just talk about MODOK.
Oh, that's what we're talking about. MODOK. You know, I agree with Jeff here. I totally line up. I think it's fun seeing I don't know. This felt like the scrappy kid brother, you know, compared to all the other MCU stuff, and that was fun. I was not as into the Marvel shows outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as much. I did I always call it January Jones, but I was a fan of Jessica Jones. But I wasn't as into some of the other ones as much as others. But you don't have to send them to the Never Zone. You don't have to send them to the Phantom Zone. But you know, I think this one was fun, and then episode 2 actually had a bit of heart, which was really shocking. I actually found myself caring. They used Amy Mann music initially, ironically, and I think it was Amy Mann, right?
Yeah, I was. I was, and that was a cover from that same era, you know. Yeah. But I think that it was used very effectively. You know, I'll never let you go.
Ironically, and then all of a sudden it wasn't ironic, and it was actually kind of emotional. So I mean, I was excited. It's funny. I watched the first 2 episodes. I then woke up and he was flying on a dragon. So I don't know how much I slept through. And so I was a little confused by the dragon. I'll circle back.
I haven't gotten there, but you know what? It's funny because you mentioned a dragon, and one of the nice little Easter eggs, and there's a bunch, was the restaurant that he goes to in the first episode with the guy who wants to buy AIM is basically Fin Fang Foom's restaurant. He was the dragon, and he he like roasts his food with his dragon flame. And they go to a Lila Chenet concert, who is a rock star featured very prominently in X-Men and New Mutants. I believe Cannonball actually dated her at one point. So, there's a lot of that stuff. When he's going through a box looking at stuff, he just tosses Cerebro aside. So there's definitely a lot of that for the nerdiest nerds amongst us.
And I didn't realize MODOK was in some poll, on the top 100 villains of Marvel. MODOK was number 100, which I think that there's something kind of funny about doing a show about the number 100th ranked supervillain. And I think tonally it's good. Cammy, I think, mentioned like it totally Robot Chicken vibes, and then I saw is it Seth Green's name was in the credit?
He's listed as a producer. Yeah, I saw that.
Which makes complete sense because it totally not only borrowed from like the look of it, but really the tone. Like if you guys ever seen the Robot Chicken like DC villain one, which is brilliant. So I think it's good. I laughed out loud a good few times every episode. I guffawed some. I chuckled a bit. So far after 2 and however much I slept through, I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to binging the rest.
I laughed 2 or 3 times in each episode, which is more than I can say for the 2 episodes of Schitt's Creek that I watched. So it's already well on the way. Hey, I asked people, when am I going to start laughing at this show? And they told me season 2. So I didn't watch anymore. So
I said, "Good day, sir," and you walked away. If you want to share the pics, I could talk.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about them. So let's see. Eric has some pictures that he wants to share in an email that he was kind enough to call Pics, which I've now clicked on in a way where I can't show it to you. There it is. So we've got his son Lou here, and all of a sudden I'm giving happy endings behind an Arby's.
Anything that mentions Arby's, and then it doesn't just mention it once, it circles back and mentions it again.
Yeah, they've got the meats. I think that's important to make sure that we talk about, is that Arby's does indeed have the meats.
Which also leads to the meat sweats.
Yeah. And then, and he declares this death no turkey, MODOK. And the dog. Oh, yeah, that was
and actually, this one too, the reason I grabbed it was, there's what they call it in the field, spatter on the, like, that's on the camera lens. Which I thought was a great touch.
I actually thought that was a fantastic touch when they did that. When we got to see the fact that there's a lot of gore in this. But
the best jokes might have been off-camera jokes about what the weird dog thing was doing. Like, it's peeing out of what I thought was its mouth.
Yes. And there's Monica, not played by Courtney Cox, with some blood on her face. A lot of gore in this show. I agree. I think
that was when he threw the rabbit aside.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you did isolate Murray Goldfarb, the Schnitzel King, because that was actually something that I appreciated. I like that. And some kids prefer Spider-Man.
Right. As a callback to our own discussion of Spider-Man not many episodes ago. The off-market toys, off-brand toys. So I was happy to hear a shout-out for Spooderman, which I've yet to see down in the Toy District downtown, but I'm really looking for it.
The Pinata District. Well, that's where it's also the Toy District, and when we have our Black Widow viewing party, that's where I'll get a Spooderman. I'll definitely get a Spooderman pinata for us. I think that there were definitely a lot of good jokes that I liked, but the comparison to Robot Chicken, I think, is a good one. It's very apparent, kind of all the way throughout, and free Michael Shirley. Michael Shirley is freed. He is just sharing a sad face. So
you keep muting me. I'm just not even trying.
Well, yeah, but we can hear you now. So when you started screaming, I didn't see that as being the time where I should turn your mic back on. That didn't seem like the right option for when to do that. But I mean, it's delightful. As delightful as that is, you know, that kind of sounds like a Sum 41 album, actually. So, but
don't be rude.
How dare I?
Hey, you know Avril's watching, and you know that's her ex-husband.
I don't know that I did. And you know what?
This is why. House. Oh, name drop.
This is why Michael and Cami Egan are BFFs, because Cami Egan does not want Michael to be.
Everyone hates it when you mute me. I'm like the Wendy Williams of this show. I'm your Megan McCain / Joy Behar / like trash dumpster fire.
Did you enjoy that clip from Wendy Williams' show last month where she burped and farted at the same time?
Yeah.
I love the picture of her hugging her Madame Tussauds selfie, and there's the meme that's like, "Welcome to 2021 me."
Oh my goodness.
I think that there is some. Arcades Arcade was another one of the nice.
I'm sorry, I don't read Country Living magazine. I don't see that kind of stuff, Christian.
I'm not quite sure I know what Country Living magazine.
No, let him explain.
I'm pretty sure you exactly know what Country Living magazine
is. Is it the boy who plays the banjo in Deliverance? Is it his magazine? Because I'm not quite sure I follow.
Can you stop being racist?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is banjo not his
funny anymore? Why am I hearing Eric's like calling literal voicemails?
Eric, did you call 911?
He's like, they're like, you owe us $40,000.
I'm blinking I'm blinking in Morse code, everyone. There is a message to be read for my eyes.
Are you in that room speaking of Mayor of Easttown, are you in that room and you're trying to just let anybody know that you're in there? Is that what's happening?
It's the room where they eat his toys.
Nobody's going to eat those toys. Come on. Let us know in the chat your thoughts. Daniel Drew has seen it all the way to the end, and he says this season definitely has heart and insanity throughout.
Does he have a secret copy? Does he have like a Emmy copy or some shit?
No, all 10 episodes are on Hulu now, so that's how he watched the whole season.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
Yeah. But we figured only the Daniel Drews amongst us were going to be dedicated enough to watch all 10. And honestly, I just didn't have the
lazy.
time. Well, I just figured that 2 episodes. We will go from there. Cami Egan says that this episode has gone off the rails, and then Daniel Drew says, "Rails? What rails?"
It's definitely my fault. I know.
Where we're going, we don't need rails.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Rails? Where we're going, we don't need rails. It's we're giving a shout out to Doc Brown from the beginning of Back to the Future 2, and one of those great moments in movie history is at the end of the first one when he tells him he needs both of them to come to the future because there's a big problem with the kids. And then when you get to the sequel, he just puts his girlfriend to sleep in the back of the car because it's like, we were just kidding. We really didn't need her. I don't know why they wrote it that way.
That's the man who made like children's shoes.
Doc Brown? There's Doc Martens. And Dr. Brown makes delicious soda.
Yeah.
Chomo.
Or as Michael probably calls it, pop. But,
No Chomo.
Wait, do you guys call it soda?
We do, yeah. But
Christian calls it RC Cola.
Yeah.
I do, yeah. But, So let us know, what do you call soda? Hey, and you know what? Here's why I love Daniel Drew. This has still been a great app because he doesn't care about rails. How long
could we really talk about MODOK?
It's just as
we're going to talk about it next week, and I'm glad that Jordan already said yes to being on the show. So
it's just as fun as to watch people do rails as to do rails yourself.
I don't think that's true. That I
would you know them? Yeah.
I think that I would know somebody who knew. Let's put it that way.
Don't blame this on your wife and daughter like Ted Cruz.
Look, they wanted to go to Mexico.
We're not playing like that.
No, they wanted to go to Mexico. I had to take them. Okay. Jeff, it sounded like you were going to say something.
Honestly, I don't know. Probably I call it pop. That was probably it.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I've been walking all over Jeff. I just will not stop talking.
I know.
But I feel like it's because like I'm
just stepping on it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was walking that you were doing.
Might have been tap dancing. Let's see. Craig Robinson. Lemonade. We don't do pop or soda in the UK. Yeah, but you sell Coke and Pepsi there. I've drank it. So I don't even know what you're talking about, Craig Robinson. Craig Robinson, you are going to be so far behind in our MODOK talk next week, but I hope you join us anyway. Maybe we'll try to keep it a little bit light and a little bit less spoilery than it could be. Ghost 8386 gets to the hard-hitting facts. Deadpool and Punisher team up needs to happen in the future. I mean, I enjoy both of those characters, but I don't know that I would want to see them in a movie or a TV show. A comic would be great. I mean, the Punisher has teamed up with Archie in the comics, so there isn't anybody that he can't team up.
Idea.
So Michael thinks it's a bad idea.
Last week, Deadpool and Venom.
Yeah. And I think Michael is the one who canceled the ongoing monthly X Factor book. I think you did that single-handedly.
I have never in my life canceled an X Factor book. Shut your mouth.
Well, it's being put out to pasture right now. Your problem with X Factor is that it's not Excalibur.
The problem is they kept putting out so many variants that no one gave a shit about the book, and they were like, "Oh."
But I thought that you would stay up on eBay buying variants all the time.
No, I do. I stopped buying it after the second one. The second variant of X Factor is beautiful. It's them standing in the middle of a street in Madripoor. It's beautiful. The colors with Polaris's hair. It's just really great. But the story was very, very bad. They're just poor.
Yeah, well, I think that the comic book market,
the drawings were great
in a way to just entice you with the cover and then hope you don't actually open the book and actually read it. Craig Robinson will still join, spoilers or not, just for Michael time. See, people love Michael Shirley. America.
How much do I look like that? Weird Sarah McLachlan, weird Lilith Fair death, a Sandman person.
I don't know. I don't think nearly as much as you think you do. But
fuck off, Christian.
We're saying that the people in the chat love you, and we've already established how they feel about other people. But what they love is Michael Shirley.
I already know everyone hates Zia. Everyone tunes out the second she shows up as a guest.
Well, fortunately, she's never really on with us because she's much too busy. So nobody has to tune out very often. But what we hope everyone will do is tune in next week at the same time, Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central.
It's actually going to be a really good show.
I'm actually convinced that it's going to
Christian,
be a very
tell
good
him why.
Because we will be joined by MODOK executive producer and showrunner Jordan Blum, who will join us and talk MODOK, and he and Patton Oswalt have actually done a MODOK graphic novel. So if you want to pick that up before next week and, be with us at the usual time. And Cami Egan wants to take things off topic. Anybody excited for the new Masters of the Universe, the Kevin Smith produced Masters of the Universe?
Is it going to be live action?
No, it's animated. I loved that show when I was a kid, even though you just want Dolph Lundgren to get more work. That's why you wanted it to be live
they
action.
already did She-Ra and no one gave a shit.
I mean, they had 5 seasons of She-Ra, didn't they?
And you know who gave a shit? 3-year-olds.
Well, I have one of those in my house.
And you know how much money 3-year-olds have?
All of it. No, all of the money in my house is at her disposal.
How much have you spent on She-Ra for your children?
I mean, I haven't spent that much on She-Ra, but I've spent a lot of money on Mira the Royal Detective. So it just depends on what show they.
I feel like you spent a hell of a lot of money on He-Man, but that was when you were like 19.
You misspoke. You meant to say.
Oh my god, 43. Is that a Stretch Armstrong?
No, that's a
Battle
a He-Man.
Armor He-Man. Yeah, Battle Armor. I use this in a production of American Buffalo the play, and
what's in your left hand? That's really
She-Ra was
big.
Amazing,
whatever's in your left. What's in your left hand? What You'll is that?
That's his windscreen.
Oh my god!
Eric wanted to know what happened to MODOK's hand. Is your MODOK damaged, Eric?
Yeah, that would be thank you to Fezzik, America's favorite Australian Shepherd, who has a propensity. If you might remember
is that a microphone for Herman Munster?
Lure. Yeah, no, basically my dog destroyed.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Toys.
When I logged in today, I didn't know we were going to get a Fred Gwynn impression. I would have made sure that we were quiet and we let you do that in the clear so that I can isolate the audio from your. Do you also do Fred Gwynn? Where are you?
Like, what are you talking into? No, shut up, Christian. What are you using?
Oh, hello.
Is that how your children talk to you?
It's like a snowball mic or some shit.
Yeah, no, it's a good mic. I mean,
it sounds great. It sounds great.
Is that how your children call to you when they can't find you?
Yeah.
What?
Well,
Daddy.
Somehow I'm gonna blame this on Kame Egan for taking me off topic into He-Man. So somehow this is Kame Egan's fault.
But this was something I did find was when I cleaned out my childhood home, I forgot how much He-Man I had. Although I still am partial to Merman of all.
I'm gonna bet you had 0 Orcos, right? Because nobody liked Orco.
I had an Orco.
What?
I had an Orco. Who didn't have an Orco?
Why would you spend money on Orco?
Weapons for He-Man? Do you have the sword?
From a grandmother who I thought loved me.
She didn't. No, they were all discounted. They were marked down like 70%.
She told me Orco was valuable.
Does He-Man even have a sword?
He doesn't. I mean, yeah, he does.
Sword, all right. Big sword.
Well, I think your He-Man's just E-Man. Whatever. Christian, take it out.
And of course, if you want more of this, you can always find I Hate Michael Shirley on Instagram. But clearly, America loves Michael Shirley, and that's not true. That's the misnomer of all misnomers. That would be like having your Instagram be I love Demi Lovato. You know, I think that America does not hate Michael Shirley.
They and them. They, them.
Yes, exactly.
She is my friend, and I will not let you mispronounce her. So
I think honestly, in your defense of her, I think you just did, but that's all right. Yep. That is quite all right.
Can you announce they/them Eric Connor out?
I can, because obviously, Eric, you want people to know where you can be found, and
they can be found at.
Yes, where they can be found.
I, me's, and them's can all be found over in Instagram and Twitter at Count Eric Connor, where I get a daily barrage of hate and criticism and love from Michael Shirley. And
leave the O out if you're nasty.
And then I look at lovely pictures of Jeff Williams in Hawaii, and makes me really appreciate the wall I'm looking at here.
Jeff's not even in Hawaii. He's just been taking those pictures, and he's been putting them out for
he has a hang loose shirt. You can't buy those anywhere other than Hawaii.
No, he bought that 3 weeks ago, and he just didn't want to be on our show.
He bought it actually in LA at the airport gift shop.
He was only gone for 3 days, and he's like, I'll see y'all in a month.
I'm just surprised you didn't bring. What's that, Jeff?
I said I took so many pictures in those 3 days to make it look like I was really gone for a week.
Fan time.
Oh man, I thought you said something else about sucking about so many pictures.
No, just the Hawaii trip.
Just the Hawaii trip. Yeah, the other pictures are on the secret hard drive in his MODOK shaped flash
so many
drive.
Pictures.
Well, Eric,
Shirley's not allowed in 37 of our 50 states.
That's true. And Count Eric Connor.
Can we stop talking about sodomy? Like, let's move on.
But then, what are we going to do with the other 59 minutes of the show if we stop talking about sodomy? You know, that's really kind of all we do.
Zia on. Maybe Zia could pop on.
She could. But that would be.
She's playing video games.
No, that would be for our golden shower special. But Eric, speaking of something completely. Look, you have to know her, all right? That's fine.
A great segue into talking
about your documentary.
Why would you want to know? You never know the chair. I've seen the chair. It's like red and black, and she farts in it all day while she's playing video games. Like,
farts in it? What?
In that chair?
I don't know if she's.
You don't think she farts in that red and black chair?
No, well, that's why she has so many followers.
Like stands aside and she like farts on the side. She's like, I've got to fart. Let me get out of the good chair.
I just don't think.
Fuck that. Zia,
I think people like Zia because she doesn't, because Zia doesn't talk over her co-host. So Jeff, where can people find you?
Well, you guys can find me farting in my chair at Jeff Will Jr. on all your social media platforms, or I love Michael Shirley on Instagram.
Eric, I wanted to give you a moment of.
Can you not tell by his face that he's farting in his gamer chair right now? It's the same
chair that Zia has. You have to fart.
It says "Sir." His chair says "Sir."
Yeah. So, Eric, your documentary semes like it might be topical right now. Maybe people might want to check it out.
No,
it connects very specifically to Michael Shirley in all his forms. Obviously, with what's been going on in the world, this documentary, it's a little bit hard to like kind of go out there and pitch a documentary that's very much about what's happening right now in the Middle East. But I know at some point, knock on wood, ceasefire, there's some peace, there's some chill time. And when you have a moment, Other Voices, also known as Azawata Harim, Michael Shirley's 700th favorite documentary on right now on Amazon. Amazon Prime.
Seriously, yes. I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
The two people you interviewed who are friends in your documentary, are they still doing all right?
As far as I know, yes. As far as I know, everyone, and it's more than two people. It was actually a whole bunch of people, both in Gaza and in Sderot, which is right over the border. So as far as we know,
you said friendship, not friendship with an S. So I'm only invested in two people.
Friendships. So. Okay. I
hope at least two of them are okay.
Friendships. There's multiple. Yes. And as far as we know, we haven't heard anything to the contrary, but it is interesting because now my social media feed features so many more people who live in Gaza, who live in Palestine. So seeing the news from that angle as well. It's definitely eye-opening. So thoughts with all, if I don't know if any of them will be watching this still. If they were, I'm not sure if they made it through, but
tell everyone in the name of your movie again.
Peace to all, y'all. Peace to all. I hope this ceasefire.
Tell everyone the name of your movie again.
Other Voices. On Amazon. Thank you, Michael Shirley.
See, he knows how to help you get a plug in there. Yeah, exactly. Because
it was funny to me until 3 weeks ago, and then I was like, "Oh shit, no, this is real."
Well, I'm glad it was funny 3 weeks ago.
But 4 weeks ago, the shit was.
I was like, "Who cares about some
About a month ago, Eric was like, maybe we need to take the laugh track out because it is a little bit more serious than I thought.
I'm like, who cares about a movie about kvetching?
No, it's I think it's good to let people know that it's out there, and it's also good to let people know how they can stay in touch with me at Christian DMZ on Twitter and Instagram.
What about me? You're the last one. What about me?
Well, you need another plug.
You did it for me. You didn't let me do my own.
Well, you want to put up your sad face again? Why don't you put up your sad face?
You can find me at Michael X Shirley on Twitter and I Hate Michael Shirley on Instagram. And honestly, if you want to know like an insider, like inside voice of what it's like to live in Israel, watch Eric's movie, Other Voices.
Now I feel bad for writing both Free and In Prison on Michael Showy. Thank you, Michael Showy.
See, that's why he says to leave out.
No, I do think it's important. Like I didn't think it was important because I thought it was silly, but then I realized everyone was trying to kill each other.
Yeah,
Jesus,
it's a rough road. Good note.
Like they're just
I think that that basically is the same point.
No, it's important
as MODOK. It's sort of.
I think
really, I don't know. I think people
are going to watch it.
You're going to watch MODOK or his documentary?
No, I'm going to watch his documentary. I'm going to pay for it.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael.
He's not looking for a comp. Now that is a good host right there. Is actually willing to pay, because I wasn't spending $1 on Cruella, but if they want to send it to me, I'll watch it.
No,
as always, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ChristianDMZ. And if you enjoy this show, week in, week out, subscribe to the Blackcast YouTube channel down below. Smash that like button, everybody. Subscribe. But we do appreciate everybody, especially everybody there in the chat, especially people who are here every week. And we look forward to seeing you next week, same time with MODOK showrunner Jordan Blum. But that's all the time we have for now. So until next week, as the great Stan Lee would say, Excelsior!